Start seated today, please. You can take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly as we focus on our breath to tune in the beginning of our practice, and also with Prana Vayu, one of the 5 streams of energy that flows within us, around us, and out of us. And as you connect to your breath, maybe closing your eyes when you feel comfortable. And taking a big inhale, starting from the belly, feeling the belly, and rising the energy up through you. So slightly different breath to maybe what you're used to when we direct the energy down this time. Starting with the belly and rising the energy up through our body with an inhale to the tip of the nose and an exhale, letting the breath go down through you and drawing lower belly in. Inhale to expand the belly, the lungs, rise the energy up. And exhale down with the energy, soothing out, softening your shoulders, drawing the lower belly in. Inhale to expand again, swelling the belly against your hand, lifting your heart. Exhale, softening through and drawing the lower belly in as you ground to the earth. And keeping that going with your own circle, your own turning. I read about the 5 Vayus, translated as winds within you. And as you breathe, we're breathing with Prana Vayu, our first Vayu, and the focus for today's class. And as you know, that all yoga connects to our breath as a fundamental, the first check-in, the first most important awareness with our breath, full and steady with ease. The word Vayu means wind, but doesn't fully confer to the idea behind the Vayus. Prana, or energetic life force, can move and function in different ways. The 5 Vayus are those ways. The 5 Vayus are Prana Vayu, which flows in and up and is associated with the consumption of food, water and breath. Apana Vayu, which flows downward and is associated with elimination, menstruation and childbirth. Samana Vayu, which flows towards the body center and is associated with digestion. Vyana Vayu, which flows away from the body center and is associated with the spread of breath and life force through the body. And Udana Vayu, which flows up and outwards and is associated with singing, chanting, exhalation and speech. And I read a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, The Miracle of Mindfulness. Breath is a bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. As we start with our breath and we start with a stillness of our bodies sitting, but also noticing the very slight fluctuations inside and the movement of your breath, the rising and the falling, the blossoming and the rooting. With an inhale, the breath rises up and blossoms. As you exhale, the breath falls down and roots to the earth. And as you feel into your own prana, the energy within you and the energy that you're drawing into you, we're drawing in this energy and circulating the energy within us for life force, for balance, for revitalization. Let's practice pranayama, life force technique. Let's practice alternate nostril breathing. We'll take our right thumb to right nostril, first 2 fingers up to the third eye, sitting with your elbow in front, lifted, and your spine long with your shoulders relaxed. With an inhale through your left nostril, breathing in deeply as you press into the right nostril. Exhale, changing the nostrils, press into the left and breathe out your right. Inhale through right, filling up again to the crown of your head and the center of your brain. Exhale through left, softening down to the ground. Inhale through left, filling up again. And exhale through right, softening through. Inhale through right, your masculine sun side. Exhale through left, the feminine moon side. Inhale through left, filling up. And exhale through right, emptying out. Inhale through right, feeling the prana rising. Exhale through left, feeling the prana descending. Inhale through left for the last round. Exhale through right, softening down. Inhale through right, filling up. And exhale through left, softening through. Taking your hands to your heart, either with the palms facing each other or facing your heart, as you just soften your shoulders, sitting with the center gesture from your heart. And Prana Vayu governs our chest, our respiratory system, our lungs, our heart, our throat, and our head. So let's work with this awareness today of our chest, our breathing deep, and our head in our practice, how we feel through the body. With an inhale, reaching the hands up overhead as you gather the energy up and rise to the top. Interlacing your fingers, take your palms up to the sky and have a big stretch through, feeling the energy from the ground rising, prana rising as a force, an upward force through you. Exhale, take the hands down to the sides and let's just press them backwards, leaning back through our shoulder blades, drawing the shoulder blades together, lifting chest, softening your throat, your jaw, your neck. And here you can just take some neck circles, how you normally do with a straight spine. And if you want to sit up properly in a normal way, of course you can do. And anything that I say, of course, doing what's right for your body, listening to what's right for you, taking any adaptations, changing any moves that feel a bit too strong or feel a bit too tight for you, and just noticing what you need, what's your truth today with your prana, your energy. One more circle around with your neck. And then let's come to center space. Let's lean back a bit more if you possibly can. So maybe onto your elbows and just lean back so you're steady and comfy, lifting your heart. Feel the stretch through the front of your hips as well, up to your chest and your shoulder blades. One more breath. And then let's come up to the top. Take our hands behind still, feet forward, hip distance apart. Press the palms down the same length away from your hips as your feet are, and both feet and hands are steady, equal. Start to lift up with an inhale, rising from the ground as you press your feet and hands, and exhale, let's lower down. You can maybe take the hips in between the wrists and move the hips backwards to make it harder, but that's a lot more harder, and hover there. As you inhale, rise up to the top, looking up, press hands and feet. Now exhale, lower down, maybe softening to the ground fully, or taking your hips back between the forearms. One more time, inhale to rise, looking up, pressing hands and feet. Now exhale through the wrists with the hips, flexing toes as you sit down on the ground. Let's ease our wrists if we found that quite hard and stimulating for the wrists at first. And then maybe circling your ankles or shake out the legs as well if you want to. Great, let's stretch our legs forward and get some room at the back of you so you can lie down behind you at the same time. We'll do a core exercise where we're lifting our hands overhead with an inhale. Exhale, hover halfway as you forward fold forwards, lifting the hands. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead, and exhale, start to roll down through your spine really slowly to the ground below. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Now exhale, start to gather and lift up again with your core, rising off the ground, coming to seated. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Well done, everybody. Exhale, forward fold again, hovering halfway. Feel the back of the body. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. And exhale, start to roll through the back of the body like a chain rolling down to the ground. Feeling into your core, your arms, your shoulders, your head. One more time as you inhale, reach the hands overhead. Exhale, start to roll up slowly, drawing lower belly in, lifting to the top. Well done. Inhale, let's reach the hands up overhead. And exhale, start to fold forward. Sorry, I'm going downwards, but folding forwards all the way over the legs. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. And exhale, let's roll through the back of the body, the spine down to the ground. Settling on the ground now with the hands overhead. Let's interlace the fingers again. Turn the palms up and press through the body. Softening your face, your jaw, your shoulders. Softening the back of the body. Lengthening through. Take another breath here, just stretching and feeling into the warmth that you're generating with energy, with prana through you. And then let's soften. Holding on to right wrist, both hands over to the left and both feet over to the left in crescent stretch. You can step the right ankle on top of the left foot if you want to stretch a bit further. Or maybe you can take the right knee across to you as well as a twist to take it into a deeper stretch through the whole of the right side of you. Let's take 3 more breaths, whatever you choose. Either the right knee is bent and over to the left, or just in your normal form with straight arms and legs. In this curve, feeling into the side body, and then coming back to center. Let's go to the other side. Left wrist is held as you move both hands over to the right and both feet over to the right. Stepping the left foot over the right ankle, stretching out, or maybe hugging the left knee in towards your body to the right side for the spinal twist with the arch. Feeling through this left side with your breath. Noticing if there's one side of your body that feels a bit more tense, we send our intention to balance there and to fill that area with prana, with energy, with life force. Let's come back to a center point, taking the hands just to the sides gently. Let's start to roll the back of our neck on the ground. So you just turn to one side with your chin over that shoulder and then go to the other side. Just really feeling into the head and both sides of the neck. And as we inhale, we can choose one side, exhale to the other side. Just a few more times, easing through the sides of your neck, your head, softening your body on the ground. Great, let's come up into a seated position. Rock and roll through your spine, or you can roll onto your side and press up carefully to the seated if that's more available to you for your body. One more breath as we rock and roll, feeling into the spine being massaged, your core. Great. Let's come to seated again after that strong roll down. Let's just have a little bit of a softening. Feel into your legs either crossed or kneeling or outstretched forward, whatever you want to work with today. Let's cross one arm over the head, so you wrap that hand to the opposite ear and then dip the same ear as the shoulder that's near for the next stretch. Feel into the hand that's on your knee and maybe it stays there, or you reach it out to the side to stretch from the fingers, softening through the back of the neck and the trapezius muscle that runs from the back of your skull down through one side of your neck to that shoulder blade and down through that shoulder blade to the mid-spine. Feeling prana as you rise with your breath, expanding in all directions through the lungs. And then softening the hand that's outstretched back to your knee, and the hand that's on your head, use that to lift the head back to center, please. Let's go to the other side, stretching our neck to the other side as you soften. Maybe closing your eyes to feel through the body. And the hand that's on the knee stays there or stretches out at the diagonal. Softening through the back of the neck again. Feeling into the expansion of your breath through the back of the lungs, the heart, the rib cage, the shoulder easing. And this trapezius muscle, the triangle from the top side of the neck down to the middle of the back, the shoulder blade. Imagining a triangle there that forms a kite on both sides. Let's take the hand back to the knee and the head back to center. Take your chin down to your chest with an inhale looking up and an exhale taking the chin to chest. 3 more times in your own way. You can move a bit more dynamically if you want to, moving into a cat-cow motion, softening as you round, drawing lower belly in, and inhale to rise, looking up, softening the shoulders back. One more breath. Great, coming back to center. Let's reach the hands up again, interlacing the fingers, turn the palms up to the sky. And then this time have a slight softness in your arms and your spine as you bow to the ground. Maybe you keep the hands interlaced and you just use that to stretch out a bit more, bow down a bit more. Or you can just soften the hands to the ground, softening your neck and your jaw. Maybe here we just sway our head from side to side again, using the neck to one shoulder and then the other shoulder. Coming up to a center point, let's do some eye exercises and then we'll get going with our flow. So you can sit centered and maybe your right hand over your left and thumbs pressed together, thumb tips in Dhyana Mudra meditation. Just to center your hands and soften your shoulders back and down. Let's look forwards first of all, and then we lift our eyeballs, our eyes, up to the right side of the ceiling. So as if you were looking up to the right first of all, and then down to center, keeping your jaw level to the ground. Looking up to the left with your eyeballs, both eyes, as far as you can. And then back to center, and again to the right for a breath. Back to center, again to the left for a breath. Back to center. We look down to the right corner of the ground now, so down and to the center, and then down to the other side, to the left side corner of the ground that you can furthest look to, and back to center. One more time to the right, back to center, and to the left, back to center. And without moving your head, try to look to the left as far as you can. So look over to the left, just with the eyes level to the ground. And try to look to the right as far as you can. So if you're looking behind the right shoulder. And back to center. And then let's circle our eyes all the way around one direction. Slowly, keeping the head still, and circle the eyes all the way around the other direction. Keeping the head still. Doing that one more time each way in your own time, please. And noticing if you can circle one way a little bit easier than the other. Or if one part of your range of sight is slightly difficult to get to than the other range. And just noticing that with awareness for your own working, your own body to balance. Coming back to center, let's practice 3 rounds of lion's breath, but let's do this on our hands and knees, so we're in cat-cow, and we'll practice our reverse cat-cow breath for lion's breath. With an inhale, you round the back, arching, press the ground away, gathering the energy in. As you exhale, looking forward, stick out the tongue and make a lion's roaring sound with your breath. Inhale to center, drawing up, gathering in the prana, rising. Exhale, looking forward, sticking out the tongue. Hearing your breath. One more time. Inhale to rise with the prana. And exhale, sticking out tongue. Letting the prana go. Any stagnant energy clearing with this breath. Really good for your core and your liver as well. Great, let's settle back into child's pose. Hands forward, soften shoulders and face. Have a little sway from side to side. Anytime you like to rest in child's pose during our flow, of course you're really welcome to. Any variation with your hands, you can have the hands separate. Come up onto your fingertips to stretch the arms a bit more. Hands can be back to your feet to fully relax, or you can take the palms of the hands together and the press to the back of the head to stretch the upper arms and the shoulders. Maybe you can take the hands over to one side to stretch out and to the other side to stretch out. And doing that any time that's best for you, of course, whatever's nice for your practice and your movement today. Taking your hands forward, let's start with some cobra rolls. So we stay low to the ground, gathering our strength and then rising forwards, lengthening through from the toes to the crown of your head in a high cobra form. You can sway from side to side if you like, anytime, softening your shoulders, moving the head with softness. And then moving back to child's pose. Take 3 more rounds with your breath, moving in your own way with your rhythm to cobra, Bhujanasana, and then back to child's pose, Balasana. Breathing deep, feeling into the breath, circling round, and this circle that you create with your body as well. Balancing the inhale with the exhale. And in all yoga practices, we're balancing prana, the rising force, with apana, the downward force. With our breath, with an inhale, rising, and an exhale, downward descending. Tucking the toes under, let's lift our hips up and paddle out the legs. One knee bends as the other heel presses down. And find your down dog as you sway the hips from side to side, maybe having a stretch that way. The heels go to one side as you bend the knees and stretch it out. And you can walk the feet a little bit further up the mat and then cross one foot behind the other. First, stretch through the calves, the shins, the inner seams of the legs maybe, and wherever you're tight. And then cross the legs the other way. So one foot again behind the other to the opposite side, pressing back. Feeling the hands balanced, the shoulders lightly lifted away from the ears, your face soft. Great, let's go down onto our hands and knees again. We'll do half melting heart posture, Anahata. So squaring one forearm to the top of the mat, take the other hand above it with your forehead on that square forearm. Feel the heart dropping down and the stretch through the shoulder, softening your face, your jaw, stretching it out to your hips. Let's have 3 breaths here, feeling the breath fully through the sides of your lungs, your rib cage, expanding your breath capacity, expanding your prana, your energy. Great, let's switch to the other side, right? Your other forearm to square the mat and the hand above to stretch it out again. Coming a bit further down to the ground than your usual child's pose with the heart. So we're actually aiming the heart to be opening, stretching out the back of the shoulders, the back ribs, the upper cervical spine. Great, everybody. I think I'm running a bit slower on my video than it is to my talking. I hope that's okay for you. I'm sorry, sometimes that happens. I think it's a Monday morning Zoom thing. As we come up to downward facing dog, let's pedal out. And if you just listen to my words and follow the video a little bit, maybe hopefully it will go together and link up soon. Let's take the feet forward to the top of the mat. Forward fold with your knees soft and your hands to opposite shoulder, opposite forearms, softening the shoulders and shrugging the shoulders if you like a little bit as you sway from side to side. Let's feel the feet and root down through the toes. Spread the toes apart from each other and then position them lightly to the ground. Gathering up prana from your legs, from your feet and rising up to the top. Let's roll up through the spine, drawing our core into center and reach the hands up overhead. Interlacing the fingers, turn the palms up, press through the palms. Feel the legs and ignite your shins slightly so you're pressing both feet down. Feel land through and lifted to the top. Breath here. Great. As you exhale, hands down to the sides. Let's keep that going with our breath in a movement with Qigong. As you inhale, gathering and lifting. This is called the 3 burners. There's 3 heat sources in your body balancing through. Lifting up to the top, interlacing your fingers, turn the palms up to the sky, lifting your gaze up. As you exhale, hands down to the sides, bending the knees softly. Once more, inhale to rise, lifting the energy up. You can have the hands separate. Interlacing the fingers, turn the palms up and press the hands up. Exhale, hands out to the side, bend the knees softly to swoop down again. And once more as we rise up with our hands, interlacing them, lifting the palms up to the sky, drawing the energy up. And exhale, hands down to the sides. As we stand in Tadasana, palms facing forwards and feet parallel. Feel through the legs again, igniting the shins, lifting the knees, the thighs, drawing into your center. Lengthen through your spine, notice your tailbone, and as if you could angle it down a little bit, engaging your glutes and lifting to the crown of your head, softening your shoulders back. This is really strange when I'm slow and I'm speaking, but I hope it's okay for you. Right, let's stand at the top of our mats for our flow, and we'll start with our normal lunge style. With an inhale, reach the hands up to the top, looking up. As you exhale, bending knees, lower down into your forward fold. Inhale to look forward to a flat back. Exhale, hands down, stepping back. Right foot, right knee down to the ground, please. Lifting hands to the top when you're ready. Softening, let's take our right wrist and hands over to the left for a variation. Softening your shoulders, your face, press the ground away. Exhale, hands down, stepping back to plank with an inhale. Press through your body to the heels. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or full body chaturanga. Inhale, sweep the heart forward, soften shoulders back. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. 3 big breaths, settling and noticing the balance every time you come to down dog. Feeling the rising force of prana, rising as you root down from your hands and your feet, rising through the arms, the legs, the body, into the center of your chest. Breathing to expand your lungs. Inhale to lift right foot up to the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in, press off the back foot to step that foot forward. Low lunge with the left knee down as you rise up on this side. Let's take our left wrist and hands over to the right, softening shoulders and face again. Feeling the ground, press to the feet and rise through the body. Big deep breath through the sides and the rib cage. Exhale, hands down, stepping forwards with an inhale, looking forwards, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to the top, reaching and looking up. Exhale, folding down again, Uttanasana. Inhale, looking forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, stepping left foot back. You can choose low or high lunge. Then inhale, let's reach the hands up overhead. As you exhale, elbows out to the sides, open your heart, soften your shoulders and your jaw. Twice more, inhale to rise up, looking forward. Elbows out to the sides, open your heart, soften your shoulders and your jaw. Inhale to rise up, looking forward. Elbows out to the sides, open your heart, soften your shoulders and your jaw. Inhale to rise up, looking forward. Sorry about that, I think Zoom's thrown me off. And if we can form ourselves onto the ground in Sphinx, elbows under shoulders, wriggle onto the front of the feet and the thighs, and lengthen from the toes to the crown of your head. Softening shoulders back, having 3 breaths here. And if you've been in Sphinx for a little while, let's turn the fingers out to the sides, make it a little bit harder as you form a V with your thumb and your index finger. Press the ground away to Sphinx pose. You can take some tricep dips if you want to keep moving from Sphinx to seal as well. And then seal, we're lifting our heart, softening shoulders back, looking forwards, lengthening through. One more breath. Feeling the breath, expanding the lungs at the back as well as the front. Exhale, lowering down. Let's cross our right arm and then the left arm over the right. So we have a shoulder stretch as the arms are woven over each other and the palms are facing up to the sky. Soften your head in between the arms and your shoulders wide to the sides. Just have a breath, really softening through. And then let's go to the other side. So the one arm that was under now goes over the other arm. We keep the palms out to the sides and your head into center. And this side will most probably be your tighter side, as we always choose the easier option first subconsciously through our body. Maybe you'll feel it's quite a strange stretch on this side compared to the other. One more breath, softening your jaw, your face. Great, taking your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's move them out to the sides and turn them out a bit diagonal again. So we have a V with our thumb and our index finger. And we'll do 3 rising cobras. Sorry, I think it's doing something weird with my screen again. Okay, great. Let's do 3 rising cobras as we lower down to the ground. Inhale to rise up, pressing the ground away. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise, pressing to the toes, lifting through. Once more, and exhale to lower. And inhale to rise, looking forwards, lengthening through your spine. Exhale, lowering down again. Let's cross the forearms. Take the feet to the edges of the mat, please, and just turn the inner arches, the inner seams of the legs down to the ground. Unless you have quite a lot of tension in your lower back, where you can just sway out your feet over the legs like we usually do. But this other form of crocodile is a good resting point. And as we turn the inner arches down to the mat and the feet wide like a frog's legs, and just get that stretch through the inner hip, the psoas muscle from the thigh to the ribs. Softening your shoulders, your throat, and your jaw. Okay, let's turn onto the side of our body now. So we're going to take the hands over the head and form a big straight line like an arrow from the side that's on the ground and feeling the balance from the toes all the way to the hands. The rising force like an arrow through you. Feel the ground that's touching the side of the body that's on the ground and rise up to the other side of the body that's to the air. So pressing down and rising through. This is our action all the time in our yoga practice with all the postures, pressing down to rise up. Great, let's go to the other side. You can imagine you're like one of those miracle fishes that we get in crackers.
like this. And if you're a wriggly fish or a curving fish or a floppy fish, I'm not sure what they are. I think there's a dead fish, isn't there, and a curling fish. And as you stretch through from your toes to your fingers, just ignite the whole body. One breath here, please. Great, let's go back to center. Take the hands under the shoulders again, pressing up this time, either into cobra or upward facing dog. Upward facing dog, the hands are a little bit further back to the middle of the rib cage, whereas for cobra, the hands are under the shoulders. So your choice. As you press the ground away, cobra, we keep our knees down, lengthening through. Up dog, knees off the ground. Feel from the toes, igniting through the legs. Switch on the glutes, lengthen through the spine. Lift it up to the top, rising with prana through you. Exhale, take the knees down. Back to child's pose for a moment if you need to stretch it out that way. And let's lift up to down dog when you're ready. Have the pedal out. Let's progress with our flow now for some warriors. Then inhale, reach the right foot up to the sky, bending the right knee, flex the foot, look under right upper arm. Press the heel down, the left heel to the ground as well. So as you press down and root, we rise up. We can flex and point the right foot in the air, maybe circling the ankle around one way and then the other way. And then circling this right knee forwards as you inhale. Exhale, take it back behind you. Twice more. Knee forwards as you inhale to high plank. Keep the body strong. And exhale back. If you need your left knee down on the ground to help you can just soften a little bit with the knee down and it helps your body. Inhale to lift the foot up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee in, step it forward, top of the mat. Grounding left heel down for warrior one as we rise. Feel into the left heel, the side of the body, the left glute, the hands overhead. Softening your shoulders. And let's take that arm movement again. With an inhale, we lift up to the top. You can straighten the front knee. As you exhale, arms wide, bending the front knee, shoulders are softly down through the body. Inhale to reach up again, maybe looking up, palms touch. Exhale, arms wide, palms forward, softening through the shoulders. Keeping strong in the legs. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, elbows wide. Inhale to reach up to the top, looking up. Exhale, let's bow over this front leg. Maybe you bend the right knee to help you get the hands down, or you have blocks and books to the side of you to help you as well. You can take the left knee down if that's better for you, of course, as well. Wherever we are, we can straighten the front leg or keep it bent for the stretch. So take one more breath here, leveling the hips, lengthening over this right leg with an inhale and exhale to fold in. Inhale, rise up to the top again, bending the right knee if you need to. And then let's take our hands behind the back. So we sweep them all the way behind, crossing the forearms. Check which way you normally cross your forearm, which forearms normally on top, and then let's switch to the other side, so the opposite one is on top. Bending the knee to the front leg. Let's exhale, bow it in, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. And then either staying here for 3 breaths, feeling into the strength of your thigh or hamstring, or you can straighten through the front leg and bow in a bit more. If it's quite easy for you to hold your forearms, you can take the hands into reverse prayer behind your heart. Drawing the elbows, the shoulder blades in for full pyramid Parsvottanasana. Pressing to both feet. One more breath. Inhale to rise up again, releasing the hands. You can have a circle of the wrists if you want. And exhale, open it, warrior two to the sides. Bending the right knee over heel, looking to the right big toe to see that beyond the knee. Then inhale, reach the right hand up, maybe left arm wraps around the back for exalted warrior. And let's stay here for 3 breaths, really lifting up through this right side ribs, feeling into the legs strong, into your core, gathering prana as you breathe in, Feeling this prana rising up. As inhale, straighten the front leg, lift up to the top. Exhale, rebend the front leg. Twice more. Inhale to straighten, lifting up into the stretch. Exhale to rebend into your power. Inhale to rise, looking up with prana. And exhale, bending the knee. Let's take this right arm forward and then to the forearm to thigh. Softening your left shoulder back. Maybe you keep the left arm wrapped around the back. And maybe you lower down a bit more so it's a bit harder and a deeper stretch for the right hip. Maybe you find the hands behind to link them together for bound warrior. You can stay at that first option as well. And if it's a bit hard for you to fold the hand behind the back, you can have the hand on the hip, of course, as well. One more breath, choosing what's best for you, for your side angle or bound warrior with the hands bound behind the leg. And then inhale, rise up to the top. Let's lift our right hand up again, straightening the right foot, but walk the left foot in a little bit so the feet are closer together for triangle pose. Inhale, reach the hand further forward and then down the inner seam of the leg. Draw back the left side and maybe this left hand stays on the hip again or we lift it up to the top. You can keep the hand in stillness or we'll take 3 circles, sweeping the hand back across the body, opening up through the chest area that way with your ribs and your shoulder. We can keep it behind the back and turn to look up to the sky a bit more. One more breath, keeping a micro bend in this right knee so you're not pressing the socket back into a straight leg style like that, but a tiny, tiny bend. One more breath. Great, exhale, fold the left hand down to the ground and let's turn to the right side for a revolved triangle. Maybe the left heel lifts off the ground at the back to help you and your right hand to your right hip as you ease round, lifting your right hand if that feels comfortable, and the left hand can be on a block or a book to help you. Or if it's available to you, take the left hand to the outer side of the right foot and we turn a bit more. Maybe the hands on the sacrum to just check that the hips are level and balanced, and then the right hand can lift up for a revolved triangle, Prasvita Trikonasana. Feel into softness as well, rising from the ground up to the top. Exhale, throwing the hands down, bend the front knee and coming to plank in your own time. You can rest if you need to, otherwise moving through your vinyasa as you exhale. Inhale to rise for cobra up dog and exhale back to down dog when you're ready. Have a little pedal out, maybe a sway. Maybe you step the feet a bit further up the mat again. One foot crosses behind the other to stretch out that way. Heels press down. And then switching legs to cross them over to the other side. Feeling the inner line of the seams of the legs from our deep core line that we practiced with last week, from our inner arches up through the legs to the inner seams of the pelvis. Inhale, let's lift left foot up to the sky, please. Exhale, draw the knee in, step the foot forward. As you rise, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1, with the left knee bent to begin with. Feeling into the back heel in the stance there. As you exhale, elbows wide to the sides. Inhale, let's lift the hands up overhead, straightening front knee. Exhale to breathe, bend them to the sides, feeling your heart. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to engage. One more breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale to offer the arms out to the side. Soften the shoulders. And now let's inhale, lift the hands up, straightening the front leg, keep a micro bend. Exhale, bowing forwards. You take the hands either behind, crossing the forearms. Again, you can bend the left knee a lot to have this. You can have the hands down on the ground as well. Or we take the hands to prayer at the back of the heart, drawing the shoulder blades and the elbows towards us. Keep that left knee bent slightly so you're not affecting the joint at all. One more breath. Inhale, let's lift up to the top, reaching tall. And exhale, open your arms out to the sides, warrior two. Reaching left hand up, let's wrap the right arm behind the back for our exalted warrior. Peeling back the right shoulder, pressing to both feet. And then let's pulse it with an inhale, lift up, straightening the front leg, keep that micro bend. Exhale to rebend. Twice more, inhale to lift up, press the ground away. Exhale to rebend. Once more, inhale to rise, feel the right shoulder peeling back. And exhale to rebend. Great. Inhale, reach the hands out to the sides. And then let's take either the right hand still behind the back and the left forearm to the thigh for a side angle. You can choose the left hand down. You can choose your bound warrior to bind the hands around the thigh. So try to wrap the hands a bit further down, not around your bum, but around the thigh if possible. Draw the top shoulder back and looking up. You can take that first option with the hands to the hip if you need to be softer. One more breath. Great, inhale coming up to the top. Let's reach the left hand up. Move the right foot in a little bit to shorten the stance between the feet. With an inhale, reach it up, bending the left knee. As you exhale, reaching forwards as far for Trikonasana with a hand to the inner seam of the calf or the knee area. So we're not too low down. Drawing back the right hip and reaching the hand up if that's available to you. Again, you can take 3 big circles, moving the hand backwards, opening the chest and the heart if you like, or stay in stillness, which is easier. One more big breath. Great, turning towards the ground. As you exhale, take the right hand down for triangle with our twist now. We either move the left hand to left hip, please, and either the right heel is lifted at the back of the mat, away from the mat, turned backwards, or the right heel is down. Still, you can have this left knee bent quite a bit, tiny bend in it always, and we look to the left for the first option. Maybe you can take this right hand to the outer seam of the left foot and turn more into the twist that way, with the rib cage, the thoracic spine turning with each breath. Maybe you can lift the top arm up for the full version. And as you press the ground away, light it up to the top. That's really important. Inhale to rise. Now exhale, hands down to the ground. Let's turn the feet to be parallel now, so we come to the width of our mats. Bend the knees and sweep the arms in a big circle round to the sides, up to the top. Exhale, hands to our hearts. We're going to continue our arm movements. Turn the toes of one foot to that side of the mat, so the foot is straight, pointing to the top or the bottom of the mat, and push the hands away. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead, turn the feet parallel, and then we just go from side to side. A few more times like that, lifting up to the center, and exhale, turn over one leg, pushing the energy away. Inhale to rise with the prana back to center. Exhale to push out to the other side. One more time. Inhale to rise. And ending on the opposite side you didn't start with, please. So if you need to do it again, turning to the opposite leg, finishing on that side. Inhale to center. Taking your hands to your knees, bend your knees and turn your toes diagonal. Let's start in the center and then we'll circle round over one leg, coming back to center and circling to the other leg. Then reverse that circle round each side. So you're switching the way that the circle starts in your own time. Breathing deep, feeling the strength of your legs from your root, gathering this prana up all the way through your spine to the crown of your head. One more breath. And ending on the opposite side you started with, please. Let's heel toe the feet a bit closer towards each other. Check that the feet are parallel and hip distance apart. Turn the hands out and the thumbs backwards. So you're lifting your chest and pronouncing your chest forward with the shoulder blades back. We look to one side with an inhale. And then exhale, bend your knees. Turn the hands so the palms are facing backwards now and the thumbs are the reverse circling in. So the shoulders are curving in. We turn to look to the other side. And then coming up straight, turn the palms forward, thumbs back, and look to one side. And then bending the knees, hug the shoulders in towards each other, hunching slightly, and look to the other side. Keep that going in your own way. Inhale to open. And exhale to turn in, looking to the other side. One more time, and then we'll reverse the stretch to link this with our head in the other direction. Great, coming back to center, turn the palms out, thumbs backwards again, opening our heart, our chest, looking to the other side this time. So we start that second side that we're hunching and looking towards last time. We're starting to inhale that side. Inhale here, exhale, turning the palms in and looking to the other side. And keep that going a few more times with your breath. Straightening as you lift up with prana full. Now exhale, bending the knees softly as you turn the palms back and the thumbs as far as you can. Moving deep, feeling the breath linking with the movement. And moving your head with your breath into the stretch to both sides of the neck, the chest, the shoulders. One more breath to the opposite side. And then coming back to center. Let's have a bit of a shake out, shaking your arms, shrugging your shoulders if you like, shake your legs. And just check the time. Okay, so we're about 5-2. Let's sit down and take some stretches. And then we'll have a nice lie down. We'll finish at 5 past if that's okay, because of that problem that I had. I'm really sorry about that. Let's hook the right foot over the left leg with the left leg straight and the left foot flexed. You either stay there with this right knee into the center of your body for the twist, or to make it harder, we can bend the left knee and have this left foot to the outer right hip for our full version. Wrapping the left arm round, looking to the right shoulder and backwards for the twist. 5 deep belly breaths, and whether you have the bottom leg straight or bent doesn't really matter. It's just a bit more of an outer hip stretch with both knees bent. But the most important thing is to be really feeling the breath in the belly now. Then inhale, the belly presses against the thigh, and as you exhale, you draw lower belly in, navel to spine. Inhale, the belly rises, expanding. And exhale, drawing lower belly in. Yoking your breath, the prana, the life force of your body. Taking 2 more breaths as you turn gently, and maybe the right arm wraps around the back, so peel the right shoulder back. 1 more big breath. And then coming back to center, please. Let's keep this right foot over the left with the foot flat to the ground. And then let's wrap our arms at the back. So just grab onto your forearms or elbows or upper arms to draw them in. Feel the shoulders, the heart, the front of the shoulders. 1 breath here. And then let's wrap the other arm on top. And we can either take the right foot into the left inner seam of the leg for Janu Sukhasana, or you can just have the legs straight out if that's too hard for you to bend the knee with the hands behind you as well. Inhale to lift up, softening the shoulders back and down. And exhale to fold, either with that right knee bent or the legs straight. Flexing the feet and the left toes. Breathing your heart over the leg with an inhale to lengthen and an exhale to soften and fold. Inhale to lengthen and an exhale to soften and fold. One more breath. Inhale to lift the heart, the gaze beyond the toes and the foot. And exhale to soften. Inhale to rise up to the top. Let's shrug out our shoulders, shrug out the feet, the legs, maybe pat them down. And we'll go to the other side. Left foot steps over the right, maybe flexing the right toes forward and keeping that leg straight, or the right foot to the left hip with the right knee bent and the left foot on the ground. We'll hug the right arm around the knee as you look round to the left. Big deep belly breaths for your twist, feeling into the breath rising again with prana, life force, and the breath to the belly, big deep belly breaths. Maybe the left arm wraps around the back again to peel back the left shoulder. And each breath you're turning with your rib cage, your thoracic spine and your awareness. Inhale to lengthen, filling up, expanding. And exhale to soften, drawing lower belly in and ground. One more breath with an inhale to rise, turning. And an exhale, drawing lower belly in, grounding. Inhale to center. Let's keep this left knee over the right. The right leg is straight again. Wrapping the arms around the back for a first stretch with the shoulder blades moving back, heart lifted. One more breath here. And then either stretching both legs straight, or we take the left foot into the inner seam of the right leg now. Switch the cross of our forearms behind us to that hardest side, our tightest side. And with an inhale, lift up, lengthening. As you exhale, folding forwards. Inhale to lengthen over the leg, lifting heart and gaze, keeping the toes flexed. Breathing deep. Exhale, drawing lower belly in as you fold. Inhale to lengthen, feel from the hips to both feet. Softening the shoulders back. Exhale, drawing lower belly in as you fold. One more big breath, please. And then slowly coming up to the top. Let's shrug out our shoulders. Taking the hands back behind you. Feet to the ground in our reverse tabletop again. If you want to try the harder version, incline plane with the legs straight and the big toes down, you're welcome to do that as well. This one's a bit nicer for us and just as good stretch. As you press the feet down, lift your hips, feel into the hands, drawing up through the arms to your chest, looking up when you're ready, or you can look down the body for aggravation neck at all. Feel your heart lifted, both hands and feet equal, pressing to all toes, rising from the ground with prana, life force within you and all around. And then exhale, lowering down. Let's keep lowering to the ground. Move the feet forward, hip distance apart. You can have the legs straight if you want to, like we did at the beginning, or hands forwards as you lower all the way to the ground. Drawing up through your core, softening the shoulders to the mat, lengthening your hands overhead, reaching overhead, with the hands maybe reaching to the toes as you straighten out the legs as well. And then let's hold on to our right wrist, both hands over to the left, both feet over to the left, maybe the right foot steps on top of the left ankle again. You can either stay here or we'll move the right knee towards the body And use your left hand on that right thigh to weight it over to the left even more for a spinal twist. And then you can move this right hand in a big circle if you want to. The hand circles away from you with the fingers tracing around the ground, over you, to the other side of you, trying to trace the fingers on the ground the whole way around in a big circle, opening this side. And maybe you move your head, your face, your gaze as you turn as well. So you're working the neck as well into this big circle. And let's take 2 more breaths, either with the stillness of the arm out to the right, or with a circling arm all the way around. Great, and then if you want to go a bit further, you can take this right hand and find the foot that's to the ground, the left foot underneath you. Finding that foot and keep the right hand, the left hand either on the right knee, the thigh area, find a twist that way. Or you can just have the right arm free to the ground if that's better. You can make it a little bit harder of a stretch as well, stretching the left hand to the right foot and the other hand to the other foot. So you're stretching through the body into a nice stretch for you. Great, coming back to center carefully, and let's go to the other side. Stretching the body long to the ground, hands overhead, feet long, pointing to the toes. Have an inhale, invigorating, lighting up the whole body. And then exhale, holding on to the left wrist, both hands over to the right and both feet over to the right in the arch crescent moon stretch. You can step the left foot over the right ankle to deepen. Maybe you take the right hand to the left knee as the left knee bends across the body into your spinal twist again. Pausing there, and maybe you breathe into the stillness and the opening through this side. Or we start to move the left arm into a big circle, tracing it round us as we enjoy our breath and turn our gaze around with the hands circling. Taking 3 more big breaths, please. Big deep breaths, softening your shoulder, your face, your jaw. Breathing across your ribcage, your heart. Feeling the prana, balancing and enlivening you. And then perhaps you just keep the left arm out to the side, or the left hand can find the bottom foot and hook that in as a mermaid form. And maybe you take the right hand to the left leg and straighten it a bit more. Maybe the foot is straight out. You have a stretch, like a bow and arrow. Great, coming back to center when you're ready. Hugging the knees in, you can sway from side to side. You can circle wrists and ankles above you one way and then the other. And any other stretch and inversion, shoulder stand or headstand, you're really welcome to take at the end of your practice. Anything that feels great for you and you feel inspired to breathe into your own awareness with. Or we come to Shavasana, relaxation, softening when you're ready and receiving your practice. Feeling the fullness of yourself, the wholeness of yourself with your breath. And then inhale to fill up fully. And maybe you exhale side out, releasing any extra tension or holding, letting it all go as you sigh out. Maybe you sigh a few times. Maybe you move your head from side to side to just get as comfortable as possible. And as you breathe, allowing the prana now to soak into every cell of your body.
Your breath softly as a caress, softly moving through you as a stream, and softly relaxing the whole of your body as you soften your face, softening the back of your eyes and your jaw, softening down through your throat, softening across your rib cage, your lungs, your heart, your shoulders. And as you feel the breath softly enter with the inhale, filling up, allowing yourself to sink and surrender even more as you exhale. Each exhale, a letting go, a shedding, surrendering. Enjoying your rest as you give yourself full permission to rest for a few moments before your day. And as you allow the prana to shimmer through you, shimmering down through your arms to your fingers and thumbs, shimmering down through your torso, around all your organs, shimmering down through your legs, to your toes and the soles of your feet. And the shimmering energy of prana swirling and lighting up every pathway, every cell, every connection within you, your body, heart and mind, and glowing through your soul, allowing this glow to nourish you. I read a quote by Martha Graham. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. If you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your good business to determine how good it is, nor how it is compared with others' expressions. It is your business to keep it yours clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. As you thank Prana for life force, for all life on this planet, for all our breaths of our lifetime, for all the air, the fish, the animals, the birds, the insects, the reptiles, all the animals and energy, all the beings, all the trees, all the plants. We thank the trees and the plants for all the air they recycle and clean. The prana of the earth, of all the food that we eat, all the nourishment. Imagining as prana now, with thanks, with gratitude, gathering into you, and also moving out of you, dissolving, merging with prana as a stream of life, ever flowing, with abundant energy. The stream of abundance moving through you. As you start to wake and move your fingers, thumbs and toes, waking with this abundance and prana, your life force and your fullness and your wholeness. Moving in any way you like to roll onto your side for a few breaths. And when you're ready, coming to seated when you're ready. Let's take our hands to our heart, feeling into a ceiling. And as you notice your energy now, your prana, thanking your body, your heart and mind, and sending this thanks out to all. The prana of all life force. As we bow to our hearts and bow to each other, bowing to all. Namaste.